Welcome back to another episode of Lauer After Hours presents Cinemeh. This is a podcast series where we watch movies that are rated 69% on Rotten Tomatoes or 6.9 stars on IMDb, and we establish if it's worth it. I am at Beat Count, your host tonight, joined tonight by Paddy in the OHIO, and I've got Pow out in Southern California. What's going on, y'all?
How we doing, guys?
I'm glad we're not using copyrighted music.
Yeah, I thought I would just make up some thank you.
That is not a real song.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
That kind of thing.
Perfect. On this episode, we have the 2007 crime comedy Ocean's 13. This movie is rated 70% on 199 critic ratings and 75% on over 250,000 audience ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. And it's rated 6.9 stars on IMDb with over 350,000 ratings. This movie is directed by Steven Soderbergh. You know him from the Ocean series. Ocean's 11, Ocean 12, Ocean's 13, obviously. Traffic, Aaron Brockovich, and Logan Lucky. This movie stars George Clooney as Danny Ocean. You know him from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, Michael Clayton, Up in the Air, and the entire Ocean series. This also has Brad Pitt as Rusty Ryan. You know him from Fight Club, Seven, Inglourious Bastards, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We've also got Matt Damon as Linus Caldwell. You know him from Good Will Hunting, The Martian, The Bourne Identity, and Ford versus Ferrari. We've also got Al Pacino as Willy Bank. You know him from The Godfather, Scarface, Heat, and Son of a Woman. Hoo-ah! This one's also got Ellen Barkin, or as I called her, Michelle Beadle the whole movie, as Abigail Sponder. You know her from The Big Easy, Sea of Love, Drop Dead Gorgeous, and Animal Kingdom. Ocean's 13 has a runtime of 2 hours and 2 minutes, or 122 minutes Canadian. This film has had a budget of $85 million and it grossed $117.2 million in the United States and Canada and over $311.7 million worldwide. This movie is rated PG-13. It's not really streaming anywhere right now unless you have a subscription to like TBS or TNT. So unfortunately, it is a rental. I've got some taglines here. Who's ready? Patty's ready.
I'm ready.
Pal's ready.
I think we're ready.
What are the odds of getting even? 13-1.
That's very on the nose.
Honestly, just compared to some of what we've gotten, it's just off to a good start.
Yeah. They'll have you by the numbers.
I like that one. That was a little bit ambiguous enough for you to be kind of intrigued still about what it's about.
I wanted to misread it and just say, they'll have you by the numbies. Anyway.
No, that's good. That's good. That's good.
And then the one that they actually have on the movie poster is, Revenge is a funny thing.
The first one. I'm with the first one. They should have gone with that. That 13-1 was a nice touch. It was cheeky. The movie's cheeky. You know, the humor and all. It's Bonnie. Bonnie Rubbo.
Trouble. I wish it would have just said numbies because that would be the one for me.
Yeah, if it said numbies, I think it'd push it over the top for sure.
Yeah. I don't know if numbies was a thing back in 2007. I think that's maybe a more recent phenomenon.
I think there have been people like Chris Cody throughout time. So
there's no one like Chris Cody. Get your mind right. Love you, Chris.
Maybe
you'll never hear it, but you didn't say it back. All right, here's the synopsis for Ocean's 13. After ruthless casino owner Willy Bank double-crosses longtime Vegas businessman Ruben Tishkoff, Ruben suffers a heart attack and is left fighting for his life. Refusing to let one of their own be taken down, Danny Ocean gathers the crew for one final job. This time, they aren't stealing money. Instead, they're out to destroy Bank's reputation by sabotaging the grand opening of his new casino. With rigged games, fake earthquakes, manipulated slot machines, and help from an unlikely ally, the team launches an elaborate revenge scheme designed to make every guest a winner and Willy Bank the biggest loser in Las Vegas. I kind of like that.
Take it to the bank, Willy Bank. Take it to the bank, Willy Bank.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get demonetized now for sure.
I don't even know that. I'm just making stuff up. Is it a
Doesn't
song?
matter.
That wasn't a real song? That's not a real
No,
song.
no, I just made it up.
All right. All right, let's get into some questions here. And obviously, had you seen Ocean's 13 before this watch? And if you did, does it hold up? Paddy, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I could take this. This was a first watch all the way through for me. I'm sure I've seen it like throughout the years in bits and pieces, but for sure the first time that I sat down and watched it from start to finish. And I mean, for a first watch all the way through, I thought it was really entertaining. I was continuously surprised and happily surprised, I might add, by the different cameos and the continuous cameos and the continuous different famous faces that you kind of just see throughout the movie. And like every time Bernie Mac shows up, I mean, it's kind of hilarious, and they kind of wait just the perfect amount of movie to where you really want something kind of funny throughout. And it's like a little bit of a lull, and then a Bernie Mac moment or a good comedic moment between Clooney and Brad Pitt, just kind of going back and forth. I found it really enjoyable to kind of for a first time sit through for sure.
Kyle, what
What say
about you?
It's one of the. It's a good question. I used to really. This used to be the second best one for me. And Ocean's 8's out now, so it's like that's kind of maybe taking its spot, and it's like I'm even thinking maybe two's overtaking it, or 12, Ocean's 12 is taking it, for me as well. Because when I was younger, I had no idea what Ocean's 12 was about. It confused the hell out of me. But when I got older and watched it, I was like, oh, that makes more sense. This is a good movie. I like it. Um, but it was a nice return back to the casinos. Just getting to see the movie and experience, Vegas and the gang's all back together and they're getting into their hijinks. And I agree with Patty. All the cameos are nice. The writing is really good. I like the jokes in these movies, right? And a
Very
lot.
very quick, very very quick, and I like those kind of like quick punches that you kind of have to pay attention to.
Yeah, and what really sells it is just the charisma and confidence of the like all-stars, cast that they have. Which really solidifies it. So it's like, okay, we're back for another ride. Ocean's 12 wasn't in the casinos, and it wasn't quite 11. Which 13 isn't either, but it's good. It's a good movie. Great Matt. It's probably Matt Damon's best in the whole
Whoa.
franchise.
Oh, in the franchise. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
in the
accept that.
franchise. Yeah, in the whole Ocean series, this is Matt Damon's best one.
And I'm going to slightly disagree with you just a little bit here. I think his best performance where he actually kind of stepped up to the plate was in Ocean's 12, where he kind of took the plot of taking Julia Roberts into like her actual character and parading her through the museum. Obviously, we're not talking about Ocean's 12, but I just had to disagree with you just a little bit.
I just
Anyway.
like, yeah, I just like the way he was like, oh, I'm so in.
Oh
And
yeah.
he's like telling Brad Pitt like stand
The
down, like
nose
I
the
got
nose
this.
plays. The nose plays.
Yeah.
I'm in. And the nose did play. So does this movie feel more like a sequel to Ocean's 11 than Ocean's 12 did?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because you have just having Benedict back in the fold a lot more in this one. I know he's in 12 also, but he's more so just like in the beginning of that one.
Yeah,
This one would definitely feels more like the sequel, just because we're doing Vegas again,
right.
right? Everybody's aware he's in town, what that can mean, especially after what he did to Terry, okay, in his casinos. All right, so people will have him on alert, but you gotta.
Put the town alert.
All right, we got Al Pacino in this one. You know?
Hoo-ah!
Yeah, there we go. I did a really terrible one. Yours was much better, Beep. Um,
That's okay.
she's got a furnace. How was that?
I can
Better?
smell horny over an ocean, baby.
The redemption?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, cool.
Patty, how about you? Have you seen 11 and 12?
No, I haven't. So
Okay.
as
Well, then I'll skip it.
somebody that's as somebody, I mean, it's somebody who watched just this one for the first time through. I thought it had enough for somebody who doesn't know the characters, that it gives enough exposition of who they are, and you kind of figure out who people are, and throughout the movie as you're kind of trying to piece together the Steven Soderbergh cutting back and forth between what is happening and what is planning and things like that. So I thought it was at least it gave enough to where I wasn't wondering who people were or why they were important.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I do have some news though. Uh, Ocean's 8 does qualify at 69% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh.
So just kind of putting that into your brain. Um, is this movie actually a heist movie or is it more of a revenge movie?
I mean, this is for sure a revenge movie. I mean, it starts out you get plot liftoff right off the rip.
Right
It's
away.
being betrayed. It's being betrayed by a man who shook Sinatra's hand. You know, it's clearly a revenge movie that it kind of happens to take place in a casino because that's what the I think the movie, or at least the series, is really about. You know, it's kind of a return to roots while still growing in the overall grand scheme of what they do and what they can do, I think.
Yeah, I do agree with you there that this is more of a revenge movie, but I love the heist elements to it that dive into the revenge.
No, absolutely. The revenge wouldn't be what it was without the heist, for sure.
Correct. Would not taste as sweet. Did the revenge angle make the stakes feel higher than simply just stealing money?
Yeah, I think it did because there's something more, there's something bigger than yourself on the at the end, like on the line, right? So if you're trying to really get into the movie, you want to follow along with the main characters as though they're the protagonist, regardless of if they are or not throughout the grand scheme of the movie. You're kind of viewing the actions of the movie through their lens, so you're kind of rooting for them, and if something happens to them, like they were to get pinched, or they were to die or something like that, then you would feel a lot worse for them, knowing that they had a little bit more on the line, I think.
Yeah. Pal, I'll ask you the same question. Does this feel more like a heist movie or just a revenge movie?
Mm. Well, that's the thing, right? Like the none of the like the only the Ocean's 8 and Ocean's 11 are really truly heist movies. Where like 12 and 13, they're movies in which like they're pulling heists for other means.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I think like in like 12, like they have to start doing like a bunch of little heists to like add up the money to repay back for that they stole in the first one. And then um in this one, they're doing it for, like you said, revenge for their friend, which I guess in a way 11 is kind of somewhat similar, right? Because he's doing it to prove a point and to like win Julia Roberts back. Um Tess, right? But it's hmm. This one, I don't know. Honestly, I'm gonna say the whole genre is just heist movies, right? But it's just heist for different means. I'm taking back what I said about the ones that are truly heist ones. Like in 11 and 8, they're thinking about the money that they're gonna walk away with. Where it's like 12, it's about just kind of like getting even. And it like even monetarily, like hey, we have to make even with the amount of money we have to make up, you
Right.
know. And then 13, it's like okay, their friend was obviously affected by this deal, so they have to do something about it, right?
Yeah. How much of this plan would actually work in the real world? What
Mm.
percent?
The Matt Damon part, 1000%.
The Matt Damon part, 1,000%. Probably I yeah, probably the Al Pacino part until the part where he gets completely screwed over. I would say a good chunk of that, maybe 50% of the things that might happen either to Pacino or Pacino does to other people, I would say would probably be pretty close to accurate, but I don't know very much. I'd say maybe 10% of the heist actually goes off and before they get caught.
Well, I guess I didn't specify that before they got caught or if they got caught. I would just say how much of the plan would actually like work. So, what percentage of the plan, from the loaded dice, the loaded balls, all the insider people inside the casino, how much do you think it would actually work?
Well, I mean that's kind of the whole plot of the movie, right? Like the idea that it's only all going to work once. So if anything were to go wrong, then they don't have too much of a backup plan. They gotta kind of think on their feet if something were to go wrong. So I'd
I
say yeah, I'd say maybe all of it if it were to all go perfectly, right?
Kind of like
see
Avengers Endgame,
that
just that one,
it's the benefit of having a big crew.
right?
Okay. Optional. It gives you versatility a little bit. It gives you a little bit of optionality. It allows you to do a little bit of sleight of hand, right? Much like a magician would in Vegas. Okay. And that's what they're doing, like oftentimes, right? It's like we got something going on over here, and right before somebody's about to catch on, uh-oh, uh-oh, something's happened over here. Okay, now they're on the way over here. Oh wait, something's going off over here. Now, like, you know what I mean? So it's just like boom, 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 boom. And then it puts the people who are the victims in this case in a situation of like, this is almost too good to be true. It's just one of those nights. They have to start feeling like that because they would start thinking themselves, how could all of this be planned out? You know? So I don't know though, but the cast is handsome enough and charismatic enough that I believe him.
You kind of have to.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of the crew here, who's the MVP of this Ocean's crew?
Ooh,
Is it Danny Ocean? Is it Linus? Is it Matt Damon's character? Is it one of the brothers, the Virgil and Turk Malloy? Who's the actual MVP?
Don Cheadle and how many accents Don Cheadle uses throughout the movie.
I had
He
an idea
he can blend in.
to do a yeah, meh, or feh, but for like as in like a F Mary Kill type
Okay,
style for
okay, I'm in for this game.
for actors going forward in movies. So I thought we could start it off with this one where it's like, okay, which one of the 13 is your yeah, which one's your meh, right, and which one's your feh. Okay. So in this case, the one that you're marrying is your yeah. All right, but it's our ranking system I figured on our show, so we should use it for other things. So I thought for
Okay,
you know for
Yeah,
casts and whatnot, we could easily do that.
we could
Yeah.
let's
All right. So
yeah.
let's roll with
Patty,
it.
since you already started off there, you kind of gave your yeah with Don Cheadle. Who else you got?
All right. My meh will be if my yes Don Cheadle, my meh will be a Matt Damon. I thought that he was pretty hilarious in this movie, but there are also other times where Matt Damon is not a fun character to watch in certain movies. But not every movie, so he'll be my meh. And then for my feh, I think I think we're gonna have to go with Casey Affleck.
Wow, the guy that literally started a workers' rights riot in order to get his people 38,000. Come on, really?
Listen, listen.
I know it's your list. You're not here to take a quiz, but come on, man.
Make your own list.
All right, my turn. Your turn, pal.
I'll go over. My yeah is obviously Matt Damon. I already talked about how much I thought he was a beast in this movie. Right, one of my favorite lines ever, and I use this too with like different things. When they like make that earthquake happen, and then she's like, all like, just in a daze and intoxicated by all that is Matt Damon. And he goes, "You felt that too?" I'll say that all the time. I still say that all the time with different things. Just like, "Oh, you felt that too?"
Yeah.
And I thought he absolutely killed it. So he's my yeah. My meh. I'm actually gonna combine the hijinks of Casey Affleck and who's the other guy that he's always like getting in fights with.
That's his brother Scott Kahn, who is the
Yeah,
yeah
that's right. They're
Turk
brothers.
Turk
Okay,
Malloy.
I love a good little. I love a good Three Stooges type comedy act within a movie. I like that they had that sprinkled in. For the longest time, I didn't know Casey Affleck was related to Ben. I didn't know his name, the actor's name. I just knew him as the funny brother in the Ocean's series. I was like, oh, those brothers are awfully funny, and it's like, oh, he is a brother, brother Affleck, huh?
Literally, brother
Yeah.
Affleck.
Would you look at that? Hey, that's what I'm talking about, right? Um, but anyways, my feh is gonna have to be um Terry Benedict. Because that's the thing about these movies, right? They add a person, right, with each series. Ocean's 12, Julia Roberts was the
Right.
12th person now. In this one, Terry Benedict is one of the 13. Okay? Trying to now leech on. It's like, you know what? They robbed you, they mobbed you, and then you came after them, you blew up a car, you made them go to Europe, and not even enjoy the vacation. They did get to meet Bruce Willis, which was pretty sick. But which is neither here. He should have been the 12th. He should have been the 13th person. Like if we're getting real here. But Terry Benedict is going to be the one that I'm gonna fe. So my
Well,
yeah, my meh, my
13th
fe.
reason.
Well, technically, Terry does get med in this by getting screwed over, but neither here nor there. But I like your list. I like your list. Patty, don't like your list.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right. For my yeah, I'm gonna go with I think someone off a little bit of the beaten path. It's gonna be Saul Bloom, played by Carl Reiner. Kensington Chubb, yeah. I that kills me every time, every single time. I don't think they can kind of work around the five diamond hijinks without Kensington Chubb, yeah. Yeah, love it. For my meh, I'm gonna go with Rusty Ryan, Brad Pitt. How can you not want to meh him? I mean, seriously. I think he and Han from Tokyo Drift, a lot of the same aura, a lot of the same vibes. They're always snacking. It's
Very
all
similar
about the
hair.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Snacking so much to the point where they have to like bring him different snacks, and it just causes continuity errors
yeah.
all the time. Ocean's 11, he had like a plate of shrimp, and then like it's like chicken tenders or something else, like in another in the same like cutting between him and Julia Roberts. But yeah, always snacking like Han. That's
Always, always.
yeah.
And then for my fe, it's going to be the sweaty Livingston Dell, played by Eddie Jemison. Just I don't know, just something off about him that just get out of here. I'm good. Can't even do his own part of this heist that he has to call in someone else to actually do it for him. That just yeah, nailed it. I
I don't
like
know.
my
He
list.
kills it though. But yeah,
No, he
I
doesn't. He has to call someone else to do his job. Like, what are we even paying you for?
no,
If you have to reach out to someone and have them do your job, are you needed? No.
no,
Ocean's
fair.
12 and a half.
And you know it.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get into the other side of this here. Is Willy Bank the best villain of the trilogy? And Patty, I know you haven't seen 11 or 12, so pal, I'll pass this on to you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to go with Terry Benedict still.
Really?
Not that I
Okay.
have, not that I have anything against him, because Laker fan, right? Laker fan recognize Laker fan, game recognize game. Um, totally get that, right? Hair recognize hair, because we both have excellent hair. Okay, but he was just menacing in the first one. Okay, in Ocean's 11, and the fact that he was dating Tess. Okay, he kind of had an inkling that things were going on, right? He's got a hired muscle ready to beat the shit out of you in a back room. Okay. He didn't mess around. All right, and then he's the one who noticed at first, is there, is our logo on the floor? Is our logo on the floor? He talked about how they just had it installed, and that's when he knew, right? But I mean, I could go on about the first one forever, but I think he's the best villain. Then I really did like the villain in Ocean's 12 a lot, just because he could literally do everything. Like you didn't need 12 people. You just needed one person. He did all of that, you know? But at the same time, too, they end up showing that Unity was stronger in the end in both of these cases because he tries to one up them in 13 too. Terry Benedict doesn't learn his lesson. All right. Tries to be the villain in the end again. So I don't know. He time and time again. Okay, TB. They need to get a TB test because this guy's coming out. All right. Not Patty
I
B. What say you?
well, I think that the ruthlessness that Willie Bank has in this movie by literally cutting out his partner from the deal when they're just what weeks, months away from the casino opening. Man, that's really really dark stuff. I can see where you're going with Terry Benedict, but I think in the end, what Willie Bank actually does and how he just doesn't care, and he flips in the poker chip at the end of their meeting in the beginning. That just yeah, he's definitely the worst and the best villain from the trilogy. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's a solid point because yeah, just the way he sets off the tone of the movie, and you're like, oh my gosh, one of our oceans has fallen. You know, he almost died.
Yeah, and the whole crossing the fingers, I'm so glad that when they revealed everything to him at the end, Kensington Chubb, give him the little cross fingers. That was perfect. That
Also,
was
the way he
perfect.
dresses, he does dress very villain-like,
Yeah.
right? I'll say he has that over Terry Benedict, where it's like, oh, clearly this guy's the villain in the movie because he's dressed atrociously.
Hooah.
Yeah, and I bet his hands clack because of all the rings. Got some
Was
clackers.
was Willie Banks' betrayal of Ruben bad enough to actually justify everything that the crew does to him?
Yeah, they needed to send a message and send a point. Um, you know, uh, he shook Sinatra's hand. Okay, now did he spit in his hand or in his fist before he shook the hand?
Spit
Possibly,
fisting. Maybe.
Gacky.
but there's things that you just don't do after you shake Sinatra's hand. All right, and you don't sing his "My Way" in the Philippines. All right, for karaoke. All right, if there's anything I know when it comes to Sinatra. All right, if you shook his hand and another dude shook his hand, you don't cross each other, and then you don't sing "My Way" in the Philippines. Those are the two things I know. Okay.
It's
You
gacky.
you don't do that. So, which part of the casino sabotage plan was your favorite? Patty, how say you?
I really like the dice, like where they're just flipping their, lighters, and it flips the dice to whichever number that they're, programmed to flip to. So like I was intrigued at the just the science between how that might be possible in flipping the magnetizing the dice and those so that it flips to exactly what, snake eyes or whatever you need it to necessarily be. So I thought that was definitely my favorite part of the heist. If it wasn't that, it's definitely Bernie Mac just kind of fleecing everybody that's in front of him the entire time that he's on
Enough
screen.
said.
So
Enough said. Patty, what about you? Or Patty? Thank you, Patty. Pal, what about you?
Howdy. Um, for me, it's in the words of Team America, Matt Damon, right?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Um, the nose played. Okay, I love
Yeah.
the bit of the nose. Because that's the thing. He like the real person here, like Terry Benedict. The difference between him and Willie Bank is Terry Benedict needed complete control over everything, so he was the one that really was in the know the entire time, whereas Willie Bank relied on his assistant. Okay,
Mm. Michelle
and
Beadle.
And Michelle Beadle killed it. She looked great in that pink dress. All right, absolutely sold it. Okay, she was so into the nose. You could it, I almost considered her as my yeah. If I'm being honest, okay, outside looking meh. That's like kind of what I was thinking there. All right, but that's just me. The comedic effect of that whole how that whole thing played out was just one of my favorite parts for the whole movie. And then also there's this running bit with Matt Damon's character about his family in every single one. I think
Family.
what I think our friend or the show's friend
Bob Einstein.
Bob Einstein, yeah, there we go. He was, he plays his dad, right? And we heard about his dad throughout the entire series because we know his dad was somebody who also used to be big in the heist game. But it was excellent, and that payoff at the end was really good. But I'm gonna have to say that's what I really enjoyed the most.
Yeah, if that one's already taken it off the board, I'm going to go with uh, Don Cheadle with Basher, uh, calling an audible mid heist and jumping into the motorcycle jumper. I'm a deep deep goddamn American icon like that. I absolutely love that coming in there with the United States flag jumpsuit, just completely owning that role, and that wasn't part of the original plan. Right there.
Exactly. I forgot that that wasn't part of the original plan. I'm glad you brought that one up. I kind of forgot about that scene in particularly because of how many or because of the a couple more different characters that he ends up kind of playing throughout.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was also in my consideration for one of my yeah Hermes. And then I was also going to bring up the earth. I like the earthquake bit to the whole thing. Don Cheadle is one of my favorite characters throughout this whole series. If you couldn't tell, I'm a big heist person. I'm really into
Mm.
heist movies. It'd be a dream of mine if we could get like an Ocean's like 23 and then the family for like Fast, 10 part 2 or 10 part 3. Somehow have to, meet up with Danny Ocean and the crew to pull off some kind of mega heist. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. But what was that, Patty?
I I do have a question for you when you're done with this.
No, go ahead,
But
go ahead, go ahead. It's fine.
is Casey Affleck better in the Tower Heist movie or is he better in the Oceans franchise?
Ocean's franchise by far.
By
But that's the
far.
thing. But he needs his brother. Okay? Like they're essential. All right? Because time and time again, like they almost muck up everything because they're constantly bickering. Bickering, bickering, bickering. But they're always like getting in fights with other people too. So I really like how I is it I don't even know if it's this one. Is it this one where they start the like the strike at the plant?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Sorry, I've seen this movie so many times and like, I just watched it like a couple months ago. Because I own it on DVD, and I have the 3 pack of the series. So
Mr. Moneybags,
not to
watch
flex,
out.
yeah, not to flex,
Physical
not to flex.
media.
Yeah, physical. It was there was this Japanese DVD store that sold used DVDs at a really good discount, so I got the whole pack for $10. So
Hell yeah.
no big.
10
But
bucks. What,
anyway,
do we break a window?
Hey, that's
hello,
what I'm talking about.
hey, Butterfinger.
But damn.
Oh,
Rappy cack.
If the crew had to recruit someone from another movie, who would it be and why?
The
Can
Rock.
it be Greg Cody?
Technically, he was in a movie, right?
Yeah,
He
that's
was
true.
he was
I
a
was gonna say
background
that
actor,
is true. He was in a
right?
movie. Yes, 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 yes.
Technically, that's true. So I guess yes, Greg Cody is on the board somewhere.
Uh,
Um, oh man.
I've got my answer. I'll go ahead and say it and give you some time to think about it. I think they should recruit Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise's character from the whole Mission Impossible series. Literally a master of disguise, can go anywhere, do anything. He's been disavowed, so why wouldn't he want to get revenge or go on a heist and make millions and millions of dollars?
No, that's great. That's a
Yeah.
really good shout. Yeah. I
yeah.
have actually I have I said The Rock and I was just kidding. I have my actual person note. Jason Statham from The Transporter. Okay. because you have like just like his character in the Fast series, he brings all his karate. Okay. And then
Okay.
just like his character in the Italian Job, you know, the driver skills, right? To
Mm.
really get out, if you need to get out of there in a pinch, he can drive anything, right? He'll drive you crazy, all right? Drive you mad, but he's gonna get you out of there. Okay? That's all I know. But Jason Statham for sure. Throw him into the crew. He also gives you toughness, muscle. So if you need to take care of something, in a stealth like way, he helps you out there.
No, that's a great those are both great picks. I mean, right off the rip, those both honestly sound like it would make the movie both that much more entertaining. But and just off the rip, I think both of those are pretty great. I would have to go with Vin Diesel from the Fast and Furious franchise. I mean, if we're talking muscle, or we're talking, maybe not master of disguise, but somebody that's willing to get the job done regardless of what is, on the line. Because at the end of the day, he's just trying to get home to his family. He's just trying to take care of his family. I think Vin Diesel's character would easily be able to become part of the Ocean family.
I would have also accepted Dana Carvey from Master of Disguise. Turtle,
Yeah,
turtle.
I like that. Or Matt Damon from Team America.
Okay.
Become another person.
I like it. Let's see here. Was this the right way to end the trilogy?
Hmm. No, it isn't. And I think we're still waiting to see what happens because there was rumor that they were gonna, have Sandra Bullock join up with the crew and her brother. The Ocean family was really gonna get back together. And it just never sat right with me. I always felt like there was, some left on the table, right? Kind of like Barry Sanders or Calvin Johnson retiring early, right? It's like, I think we are owed one more, like one more good solid run, right? And it's unfortunate that some of the actors have passed away. R.I.P. Bernie Mac.
Hmm.
Um, and it makes it a little bit more difficult now. But that's the thing. There's some of the people that aren't going to be able to be in this one. That's when you replace them with people from Ocean's 8, right? Then you have Anne Hathaway. Then you got Sandra Bullock, right? Then you got Aquafina. Okay,
You could
so
do like an Ocean's 20 if you combine both the cast.
there we go. There we go. You're we're parking
I'm
our
with
cars in
you.
the same exact garage.
Same garage.
Yeah, ka-ching.
The Little League theory.
Salute, great Cody. You always just make me laugh. I love your list. Don't ever
He
stop.
he's not heavy. He's my 75-year-old journalist who constantly makes me belly laugh.
So what
Making
was
me feel
your
older.
what was your favorite scene from the movie?
I really hate to be kind of cheesy, but I really liked it when David Paymer, the VP of the movie, ends up, getting a little bit of a payday after how much shit the
Yeah.
Ocean Squad put him through for kind of only the reason just to have like a terrible like review on record for the hotel and casino. I thought it was nice to see him get a decent payout at the end of the movie. How would
I-
say you?
It was Don Cheadle saying he's a goddamn American icon. Yeah,
That's mine
yeah,
right there. I'm
absolutely.
a and the piccolo flute or whatever he's yeah, absolutely love that. That's yeah.
No,
That is the absolute best.
no notes.
No more notes.
No notes,
We're
but the
gonna get
same
in.
one.
Yeah, but same note too. We're gonna get into some trivia here. So Matt Damon's London street scene showing Linus walking through London speaking on the phone was shot while Matt Damon was in London filming The Bourne Ultimatum. The phrase Billy Martin that Danny mentions to Willy Bank during Ruben's hospitalization is gambling slang for a second chance. The phrase refers to famed Major League Baseball manager Billy Martin. Despite his talents as a manager, Martin's fiery temper, fueled by his alcoholism, often got him in trouble, and as a result, he was fired multiple times. Despite his character flaws, Billy Martin was always given a second chance. And then the gold cell phone that Willy Banks receives was custom made by Samsung for this movie. And then the last one here is, I just had it. Oh, the line "You shook Sinatra's hand," mentioned several times in this movie and several times in this podcast, is a reference to Frank Sinatra, who played Danny Ocean in the original Ocean's 11 from 1960. At least he didn't spit in his fist.
Oh, I had a great nickname, by the way. It hit me earlier. So Danny Ocean, Doshin.
Okay.
Right? Because he's swimming in an ocean of dough. Because he steals all that money. See that?
Layers.
See what we got there? Yeah.
Love it. Love the layers.
Thought I'd throw it out there. I was driving earlier when I was thinking about this podcast, and that came to mind. I thought you guys all needed to know.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thanks for bringing that to my attention.
No problem.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Hello.
All right. Let's get into our ratings. Again, it's one of my favorites. I'll watch it every time. Meh, once is probably enough. I might not see this one again. And then feh, I hate this movie. Get it all the way the hell out of here. Paddy, how say you? Yeah, meh, or feh?
Guys, this is a meh for me. It was really fun to watch it the first time through. I enjoyed the story. I mean, there's certainly nothing wrong with this movie at all, but a one time for me, I think is probably enough. I didn't walk away from this movie, feeling like I missed anything, but I certainly didn't walk away from this movie, feeling like I needed to go back, rewatch it. I'll stop on it maybe if it's on TV, or if I see it, and playing on one of my streamers, I might sit down, give it a rewatch. But no, this is certainly not one of my favorites. But I could maybe see myself watching it or picking it up once or twice.
All right, that's a meh from Paddy. Pal, how say you? Yeah, meh, or feh?
It's a for me. I regularly watch the entire Ocean series, and I think maybe Paddy, if you were able to. Oh man, fine.
Don't worry, wow. He's not dying.
Yeah. Just just a little coughing here or there.
A little racky jack.
Yeah, rack 'em. Anyway, anywho, that kind of thing. It's a like I said, because I'm gonna watch this. I always like to watch the series, right? Since there's only 3 of them, and that's why I feel like I had it wasn't ended properly. Okay, because I'm still yearning for more. So it's like I'll watch Ocean's 11, and I highly recommend watching Ocean's 11, Paddy, because at the end when it all comes together, you're like, hot diggity dog. They did it. Wow. And it's just something else. And then some of the music that they have, and some of the scenes to get, when they're all together. Bernie Mac does great in Ocean's 11 as well. They're great in all of them. But yeah, I'm gonna have to say it's a strong for me.
And I will echo that as well. This is a for me. This would have been a last week before I even thought about doing this movie. I am all in on everything Oceans, except Ocean's 8. I haven't seen that one yet, but it is rated 69% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I think that is a future Cinemeh. But yeah, this one, I love this movie. The acting, the writing, the camera. I mean, we already talked a little bit about the music and the score kind of behind that. It all ties it in together. So this is a strong from the beeper.
Sassafras.
Sassafras. Sarsaparilla. All right. I think Paddy, you have the next selection. What are you going to be picking? Do you need a few options, or did you already look over the list and you've got yours selected?
I think I'm ready. I think we're gonna go with Step Brothers for next week. I think we kind of when Pal picked this one and then the follow up option was Step Brothers. I think I kind of preemptively picked that one out. So next week we'll do Step Brothers, guys.
Love that. Well, you can check us out here on YouTube. You download us and rate, subscribe, review wherever you get podcasts. This is at Beef Count, joined tonight by Paddy from ohio.pow out in Southern California. I'll see you when I see you.